Don't look now, but look at this. $1.99 is the national average for gasoline. Will probably be at $2 by this time tomorrow. We don't like that. How about the price of oil? $40 a barrel this morning. Is down 74 cents. $40.70 right now. You know, it's been a muted response from the financial markets to the terror attack in Europe and what's going on around the world. If you look at futures this morning, we're going to be down maybe 30 points at the opening break. The Dow, by the way, yesterday snapped a 7-day win streak, but we're still just 700 points away from the all-time record high. Let's get back to politics. Jeb Bush endorses Ted Cruz for president. Bush says Cruz is an antidote to the divisiveness and vulgarity of Donald Trump. Those were and are Jeb's words. Meanwhile, Trump wins the Arizona primary, won big, but he came in third in Utah. Cruz won big in Utah. Let's bring in Jeff DeWitt. He's the chair for the Trump campaign in Arizona. Jeff, your guy came in third in Utah. You want to explain that? I don't think he's come in third anyplace else.
No, he hasn't at all. You know, these are really difficult elections in these closed caucus primaries like that. There have been a lot of reports of very strange things happening, from stacks of ballots being handed out to the crowds, no IDs being checked. We're seeing a lot of strange things that have happened in that Utah caucus. And then, of course, also there's the Mitt Romney factor. I think we finally found the people that Mitt Romney's approach really has pandered to. And they took to it very well. So I think we're going to see
Jeff. You got to face it, Jeff. You got to face it. Utah is 64% Mormon, and the Mormons are a religious minority, and Mormons don't like the attacks on religious minorities, I can put it like that Donald Trump has waged in this campaign. I think that's why he came in third. You'd agree with that, wouldn't you?
No, I don't agree with that specifically. I think that really more it's just a fact of we do see that group vote as a bloc, and Mitt Romney now calls Utah home, and I think he has a base there, and he went very actively around the state and went and talked to that base. And so I think Utah is going to learn what the rest of the country learned in 2012, which is simply that Mitt happens.
Oh, okay, you got that in nice. That was a talking point. I could have seen that coming. All right. Next up for you, I want you to listen to what Hillary Clinton said about Donald Trump and about Ted Cruz last night. Roll tape.
The last thing we need, my friends, are leaders who incite more fear. In the face of terror, America doesn't panic. We don't build walls or turn our backs on our allies. What Donald Trump, Ted Cruz, and others are suggesting is not only wrong, it's dangerous.
Okay, now she is sharpening her attack on Trump and pointing to the divisiveness. And how do you take that? You're a Trump supporter.
Well, to me, it sounds like give a terrorist a hug and they won't do anything anymore. And I disagree with that. I think we should control our borders and do what Mr. Trump says and know who's coming to our country. I think that's a better way to protect our citizens than to bring them all in and give them a hug.
All right. Jeff DeWitt, thanks very much for joining us. Big win in Arizona last night, and you're the chair of Trump's campaign right there. Thanks, Jeff. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you, Stuart.
Now I want to focus on Bernie Sanders. Yeah, why not? He won 2 more states last night, 2 out of 3, actually. And by the way, he won more delegates than Hillary last night. Fiscal Times columnist Liz Peek is here. I thought he was down and out and gone, but no, he's still very much there.
Well, the liberal media is incredibly invested in the success of Hillary Clinton, and what we're seeing is a complete disregard of Bernie Sanders. If you read the New York Times this morning, you wouldn't even know he'd won a single state, much less a single delegate. Why is that? Because Bernie Sanders, the longer he stays in this race, he's pushing Hillary hard to the left. That's a problem. Only 26% of the country identifies themselves as liberal, much less progressive, which is now the moniker she's assumed. They are not going to be impressed by this hard left stance on things like immigration and energy policy, where Hillary now says no more production on federal lands. This is an appalling stance for her to take. And by the way, she's taken positions like that on Keystone, all kinds of positions that the American people don't agree with.
So the Democrats don't like being pulled way
and they are.
To the left, even though they are being pulled.
Absolutely. And look, but the difference in time between the convention And the election is not going to give Hillary much time to tack back to the center, which is clearly going to be her game plan. So this is a problem for her.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I think.
2 out of 3, Bernie wins. I was really shocked
exactly.
at that, actually.
Who talked about it? Nobody.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody, except Oz, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,